Well, I'm now going to show what a novice manages to work with, and they're all quite important, but they're what I've learned. The first is I get a table like this to set out the clock so that it's level in all respects, so that when I come to set the clock out it will be perpendicular, or it'll be perpendicular to the centre of gravity of the earth. I put it on these adjustable legs which I've secured and held fast so that every time I put it down I know it's going to be right. I got the legs from this firm. This is Hobby Catalogue, and there they were. Really first class, and it means that you can really set the clock out on that basis so that it will work. As I mentioned before, in my mainspring winder, I wear gloves. These are just ordinary industrial leatherback gloves, and goggles, just because they are relatively cheap and help to make sure that you're going to work in safety. One thing that I've always found very, very useful is a club hammer. Occasionally you want something that is really quite heavy, but it's fantastic as an anvil that you can put onto a workbench and make sure that you've got something solid to hit onto. The mainspring winder came from Northside Clocks, which is a firm in America. They're not cheap, and they take time, but it's the best or the nearest thing that I could find to an Ollie Baker, which is the preeminent mainspring winder for the novice. This is the gilding cream that I used. It's from Germany. It takes time, it's quite expensive, and what I do is, as I mentioned, I put it into a pot with a little swab of white spirit to make sure that it never goes dry, and then I can put a little on the lid and make it useful to apply by brush. The blacking I use is Mole Black, and it is expensive, but it gives a fantastic finish when you want to get it polished up with some beeswax or braewax. I use braewax, which is I've decanted it into this. It's a pretty sort of awful looking mix, but quite frankly it does the job perfectly. I'm very pleased with it, and as an amateur myself, I'm not looking to try and get things 100%. I want to get them so that I'm going to be proud of them when they are finished. The steel wool is 000, which is here, that for fine finishing, and I use that quite frequently when it comes to working on slate clocks to be able to get a decent finish. I mentioned before that the gloves I use here are uni gloves, and they're from Just Gloves, who have got a website, and they supply their gloves relatively inexpensively. I haven't yet used this. It's plaster of Paris, cheap enough from the internet. You can buy it and mix it with water, and it's ideal for adhesing, for sticking the marble clocks back together again, or sorry, the slate clocks and marble probably back together again. The revolving table I use is this one. It was for televisions. It's made in England. It's very robust and it takes a good weight. so that I can use that to work on the clocks. But unfortunately these little nibs here stick up too high, so I have to put something on top of it. And in doing that, I can put the clock on it and rotate it and work on it. So in saying farewell and adieu, I'm now just leaving a shot of the clock, which I have completed and is the result of the videos that I've shown you on YouTube, and also using the materials that I've just illustrated. I hope you found this useful. I am a novice. I'm not doing it professionally. I'm self-taught, so if you think this is quite good, then there's hope for everybody. Good luck and cheerio.